guys, how you going? Really want to welcome Jarrett to the channel. Think it's great, loved your video yesterday. So this week we're talking about GSM, or gender sexuality minorities. And very much like Jarrett yesterday, I'm kind of against it. I seem to be against a lot of things that we talk about on this channel. Not necessarily the intentions that it's for, but I guess the way it's been used, or the way it's come about. When we do use terms like GLBT, I've said it before, here at my uni, and I guess in my community, we use quite a broad one, and it is a lot of letters. We use GLBTTIQQSFPP. In that, I did say S, and so part of what I do is I include straight people, because I believe that we should be as inclusive as possible, and that not only can the straight people learn a lot from the queer people, but also that queer people can learn from the straight people. And I guess the mindset commonly is that we've grown up in straight communities, we know what the heteronormative behaviour is, and so that there isn't too much more that we can learn from straight people. But I'm kind of a little bit against that view, in that as we as queer people progress towards social inclusion and all these things that we're fighting for, that the straight community is going to need to change and adapt and be dynamic towards that. And so points of view of straight people will change. And if we can get queer-friendly straight people to be part of our community, then not only are we going to be able to achieve what we want a lot easier, but we're going to be able to get an even broader sense of community, I guess. And so when we're talking about things like the GSM, we are completely excluding straight people from that. Obviously, straight people are not the minority. Yes, maybe once upon a time, queer-friendly straight people were part of the minority, but these days I would be more than brazen to say that straight people who are queer-friendly are not minorities at all. I hope that makes sense. And apart from that, exactly what Jarrett said yesterday, the fact that if we start talking about being a minority, even if we were or we are a minority, if we keep calling ourselves a minority, then the rest of the community, the straight community, the broader community, on the news and in reports, we're going to keep being called the minority, and we're going to be treated like a minority. And when our fight is to stop being a minority, it's counterproductive and it doesn't help our cause. Apart from that, I think that there are better ways of explaining it. A couple of ways that we used to explain it, apart from just using the letters or saying the word alphabet, we used to use one called SSA, same-sex attracted. I'm not particularly, especially these days, I'm not particularly for that one, being the whole sex and gender differentiation. And also because we're now going to be talking, well, I guess because there is the differing between identity, sex, gender, and all the different things. SSA just doesn't cover it all. But in the same way, neither does GSM. Trans star and queer star are ones I really like, especially queer star, just to help us all. Queer is, it's this reclaimed word. I don't particularly like it, but it is one that I've heard used a lot more, and maybe that's one that we can start using. I think that there has to be better out there. One of the universities here in Australia, their queer group is called the All Sorts, and so even if we start, even if we were to start using some arbitrary word which we know encompasses the ethos and the belief of queer people, to describe us, we've got the word queer, which once upon a time, and in some ways it still is, it's a negative word. Well, as language emerges and we start seeing things like the emergence of heteronormative and all of these new words, then why can't we start creating our own and not just reclaim words, but why can't we make up our own? I know, the evolution of language doesn't quite work that way, but there's no reason why it can't. Alright, I'll see you later, guys. Bye.